Hi, I'm Stefano W. Pasquini and this is Special Life Art Techniques. Today in the studio I have my dog. His name is Nacho. Nacho, say hi. He doesn't care. Today I want to talk to you about logos. As you've probably seen, the logo of this episode is different from the logo of the previous one. Why am I talking about logos? Because logos are important in communication. And when you're making art, you are already doing communication. I mean, art is a kind of communication. What's going on? What's the matter? Let's go back to the logos. Why do we need a logo? A logo is a pictogram that is useful for communication in terms of simplicity. When you have a good logo, like the swoosh from Nike, for example, you know what that means. You see it, and I don't know, in the outskirts of Bologna, for example, there's a big building with nothing on it, but just the swoosh from Nike, and that's probably the headquarters from Nike. And that's as simple as the communication of a logo. I mean, a successful logo tells you about a product or a firm that communicates a certain thing. But why do we talk about logos? I'm thinking about logos because I've decided not to have a logo for this program. And why did I decide not to have a logo for this program? Because having a logo as a brand identity implies accepting things as they are in our society. And I think there are many things that don't work very well in our society, including the way we communicate about commercial activities. So since I'm not a commercial activity, I'm just an artist, and this is just a series of videos that I would like to show to the public, I don't think Special Art Life Technique should have a logo. So what I've decided to do is to make a different logo for each episode, which is going to be a bit of a job, of course, but at the same time, the idea is to think of a logo in a very light way. So we don't have to think too much of a logo, and also, especially, I don't want to think as a brand. I don't want to think as, although, as you can understand, having a brand makes sense because we're all used to it. We know what things are. I mean, there are certain rules of our societies that we pretty much all accepted. And the reason we accept it is because they work. If you have a nice logo, if you have a good brand, if you know how to communicate your brand, if yourself can become a brand, like, I don't know, I'm thinking about major artists like Marina Abramovic or Damien Hirst. They themselves are a brand. In fact, even Damien Hirst made his own brand, which looked a lot like the Bayer brand. But anyway, I don't think it's right that an artist should be a brand, and so therefore I don't think it's right that Art Life Technique should be a brand. I mean, I think what's more important is the idea behind what we do. I think it's important to go a little deeper than just a brand or a logo. So what we're doing today, we're looking around my studio and we're making the logo for today, and also we think about logos in history that are not logos, but they have become logos. For example, Fluxus. Fluxus was an art movement, a very fluid art movement, a group of people that started doing silly things, performances. They wanted to change the world, they wanted to laugh about the world, they wanted to do many things, and now everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people know about Fluxus and what it means. But they assumed this kind of image of an Aztec god sticking his tongue out, and it worked. So it didn't really matter. I mean, this is not the Fluxus logo, but every time we see that image, we think about Fluxus. So yeah, let's make a logo for special art life techniques. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't stick, it doesn't stick. It doesn't really matter. As you can see, I made that artwork that you see here that says "Negotiate your freedom," which is, of course, this is what I've been doing throughout my life. You know, since I was never able to afford to be just an artist and live off my work. I've always worked, and the rest of the time I've of course worked for money, you know, as a day job, which is fine. But anyway, we're not here to talk about negotiate your freedom, but the idea of negotiating your freedom, I think is quite important. Anyway, what we have here has nothing to do with what we're doing today. This is it looks like a painting, but in reality it's an artist book. Well, in reality it's not yet an artist book because I haven't finished it yet. It's a book about trucks that I bought in the US a few years ago, and I'm making it into an artist book. It was called Trucks and Trucking. But this is kind of a way of negotiating your freedom. I mean, I've decided that a painting shouldn't be just a painting, or an artist book shouldn't be just an artist book. So I've made something that is something in between a painting, a framed painting, and an artist book. But let's get something to draw with, because today we're going to do the crappiest logo for this program yet. I have a note block, a notepad from my dad's, materiale in costruzione, building material. I got it from him because he retired, so he had a lot of stationery left, and I've decided to use some of it. So what we have to do, I mean, how do you make a logo? I mean, it's making a logo is something this is not how to make a logo in reality, because making logos implies a lot of studies, a lot of thinking about the brand and what the brand implies, and all these kind of things that I'm not really interested in. So the reason I'm making this today is because I don't really like logos and brands, but at the same time we need something like that for this program. So anyway, I don't know, what do we do? Do we frame it? Well, we write special in a weird way. Let's do that. Art, life, and then techniques is kind of long, so I could do something like that, you know, like as your freedom, and the M goes on the other way, which is something I've seen as the logo of a magazine that was called Another Magazine, and I think it just went Another Ma, and then on the next line Gazine. So I could do that, special art life, and then I'll pretend that I don't know when. I think there's an H missing, so I have to start again. Well, I am a foreigner after all. Ooh, there's more. There you go. Yeah. So let's do it again. Special art life technique, and then what do? Do I make Yeah, why not? I can make the S really long, so it looks pretty silly. And then, of course, it's a YouTube program, so I don't know. Maybe we should frame it like that, and that's it. One, and then there's not even a no. Maybe there is something I could fill in. I don't know. Maybe the P. How about the P? I'll make it red there. Okay, so that's a crappy logo. This is probably how I should title this: how to make the crappiest logo in the history of the world, but I won't. But anyway, this video is far too long already. I'm sorry. And so you didn't learn anything today, but that's fine. This is still special art life techniques, and I think at least Nacho enjoyed that. And have a good day for today. Next time, I promise I'll make a video that will show you something more creative and more interesting. Thank you.